Good afternoon from Hamburg. I'm very excited to be here with you. I hope you have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee for the next roundabout 20 minutes. I am very excited to share with you the launch of the Project Success Accelerator for the professional services teams. Um, Maybe you have followed my journey of the professional career in management consulting, in project management, and maybe you have also realized that I'm absolutely passionate about projects and making them successful, making teams successful, really supporting project managers. In the last, I think, 6 weeks, I've had a number of conversations with project managers, but also with head of professional services. And my initial idea of setting up and implementing this Project Success Accelerator was to address individual project managers, building a team, supporting them, and really providing them with a safe space to ask questions, to ask any type of questions related to their projects, to their stakeholders, to their career. What I've also realized, and maybe you will then say, well, Ines, I told you so, was that the biggest interest came from a, let's say, client segment that I wouldn't say I wasn't aware of, but I wasn't focusing on. And this was the head of professional services, partners in consulting, directors in consulting. When I had the conversations with them, they were full on and they said, well, yes, that's exactly what we need. That is a brilliant idea. And yet I've had focused on a different customer segment. With my background of 25 years of professional services. So you may think, well, why has she not focused on professional services in the first place? Well, my passion was to really support the individual, to support the individual project manager. And I will do this now by the route of professional services. So, why? Why do I think that the Project Success Accelerator, try to say this 3 times really fast and I will absolutely cheer you on. So why do I think that the Project Success Accelerator is valuable and important for the professional services industry and for professional services teams? Usually in the professional services industry, you run a lot of client projects in parallel. That's how you make money. Serving clients, having a lot of client projects, a lot of projects in parallel. And the teams and the project managers, whether they are managers, senior managers, directors, no matter how you call them along the career, they run projects in parallel. And if the situation is that it's very tight, in particular when it's the end of the year, there are usually more projects on your table than you can really, let's say, deliver in a professional manner. And I've been there as well. I had too many projects on the table, and I was just trying to get them going, keep them alive, and hoping that nothing will blow up. At some point in time, it was managing by hope. And I was in some places really lucky that nothing really happened, nothing major happened, because there were just too many projects at the same time. I faced this situation twice. Once during the implementation or the launch, let's say, of GDPR, because suddenly everyone had to implement GDPR and there were just not enough GDPR project managers available. and you just had to deal with the volume of projects. And the same, and the second phase was during COVID, because also suddenly a lot of digitalization projects had to be implemented, and there were just not enough people to run the projects. So in order to survive, you just had to somehow manage this. And I had a lot of more junior, less experienced colleagues in my teams, or in sister and brother teams, so in other departments, who were struggling and who just did not know where to ask and when to ask. And I was also not always available to give them guidance or to be there for their questions. I tried to mentor and lead the people within my team, who I was, let's say, directly responsible, but I saw that other people were struggling, and I really, wanted to help them, but there was just not enough time and not enough hours in a day for me to help them. So there are, as I said, a lot of parallel projects that you need to deliver, and you need to deliver them well, because that's how you make money, and that's how you get your salaries paid. The second topic is, in the professional service industry, there is also a high pressure and a high competition. In particularly now, when a lot of clients are downsizing the projects, canceling projects, there are usually a lot of consultants out there. There is a lot of availability. So you have an increased pressure when it comes to sales, to finding new clients, new projects, and to keep your profit margin. So you need to really to deliver the projects in a way that you retain your profit. Yes, it's great to over deliver and to make your clients happy. That is absolutely essential to not only build the relationship with the client and to get other projects within the client. So delivering high quality projects will put you into a position that the client will come back and say, can you do this other project? However, by over delivering on, let's say, on a larger scale, you're also reducing your profit margin. And this is absolutely crucial to keep your profit margin. And depending on your experience as a project manager or the experience of your team, they may not be experienced enough to manage the scope and to say no to a client or negotiate the scope within your contract, so that you keep being profitable. That's absolutely, the third point is absolutely normal also in the service industry. There are a lot of inexperienced people for critical tasks. And on the one hand, that's natural, because that's how people learn. And that's how you calculate the projects as well. So you need junior consultants, you need people with little experience on your projects, to bring them on, to train them so that they get experience. Then there are also tasks where, let's say, very expensive and highly qualified people don't need to be there, because there are a lot of tasks that can be really well executed by less experienced people. That's part of a project, and that's part of the calculation. However, when you have a very tight team structure, and where you have maybe not enough experienced people for critical projects, you put people with little experience on tasks and work packages, or clients, where they struggle. And what I've seen is that people who in particular joined the workforce during COVID, so who joined the workforce fully online, they lack the the network, the relationships, the personal, physical relationships within the with other colleagues, where they know when to ask questions or that they should ask questions. And of course, they can ask any questions. And I've experienced this in a lot of situations where those people just did not ask. And when they were sitting with me in one office once in a while, I could sense that they have a question. And by, let's say, opening up and encouraging them again and again and again to ask questions, they finally, came to me also online and said, Ines, do you have a minute? I have a question. Can I ask you a question? And that is, of course, the let's say the best way to learn is that those less experienced people learn from my mistakes, learn from my experience. I have a lot of experience, and I'm providing this safe space to ask any questions regarding management consulting, regarding project management, regarding scope management, claims management, anything that happens in the professional service industry. Why am I so confident that I can do this? Well, I have 25 years of management consulting on my belt, and I've also delivered more than 300 projects in a very successful manner. So I know how management consulting works. I know the challenge between delivery and sales, between making a customer happy and finding the new opportunities, so all the business development. So it's finding new opportunities, creating the offers, calculating the offers with the team so that it's both attractive to the client, but also feasible for you as a professional services team, so that it can be implemented in a risk-free or risk manageable way. Let's put it that way. So with all this experience, and I've run projects, not only projects, but also professional services teams, both in small companies as well as in Big Four organizations. So I know this industry very well, very well, very, very well. Maybe I should talk a little slower. I've also been a serial entrepreneur, so I know how to set up a business. I know how to draft an offer and to really scale a team and to make it successful. So what is the Project Success Accelerator? This is an online coaching and support program. And I will share with you in a moment what the content is. But I've always talked about it as a coaching program, but it's actually more a program where I really help project managers and consultants to thrive through their daily business and to help them in a very, very practical way to deliver for the client and to become more comfortable and confident in making their next career step. So it's a mixture, and I have not yet found the perfect terminology because coaching is often linked to personal coaching, career coaching, coaching to become a public speaker, but it's more on the practical implementation of projects of projects, full stop. So what is the content and the structure of the Project Success Accelerator? I have, let's say, 3 topics or 3 phases that I think are absolutely crucial for delivering high quality and really successful projects. One element is to understand the customer, to understand the stakeholders. And this is not only having a list of stakeholders, but to really understand the buying center, the decision makers, and to really know how you can deliver the project for your customer. It's also to understand the business case. So it's not only the business case for you as a consulting company, as a professional services team, but it is also the business case for the customer. And if you deliver on the business case for the customer and make them successful, they will come back. And there is also project politics. In particular, if you are running a project in a large customer and there are maybe competing projects, maybe there are also competitors of yours within the customer. So you really need to understand the relationships between the decision makers. That's absolutely crucial. As a project manager, as a consultant, it is essential that you know what is not only important to the customer, but what is also important to you. Why? Because an exhausted project manager and an exhausted consultant does not make good decisions. So you need to be in the position to define not only your goals, but also your boundaries. So you need to learn to say no. And this is crucial not only for your career, but also for your delivery for the project. You need to learn to say no to your line manager, also to your partner if they are drowning you with projects. You need to be in the position to say that's too much, or if I should take on this project, help me prioritize what else of my task, what else can I postpone, move to someone else. And this is the same situation when it comes to the customer. You need to learn to say no to the customer, and you need to educate your customer in how the project is delivered, and defining those boundaries and being confident in setting the boundaries and saying no is absolutely essential, as I said, for the career and for the success of the project, because that also leads to scope management and scope negotiation with the client, so that you don't have a scope creep. And what is also essential is, when you know the boundaries, is what type of reputation do you need? What type of reputation do you need towards the client? What type of reputation do you need within the professional services team for you as a consultant, as a project manager? It is different towards the client, it is different towards your team, and it is different towards your line manager. And understanding what is your reputation in order to be successful in the project and in your career is absolutely essential. The third element is acting with courage. Why? A conflict is never comfortable. And addressing, let's say, the elephant in the room, addressing a conflict not only within your team, if there are some conflicts, but also with clients, is a skill that you need to learn as fast as possible. And it's not about shouting, it's about finding solutions, addressing the conflict, addressing the questions and the lack of clarity, in order to find a solution that is benefiting not only for you, but also for your team and for the client. And by doing so, you will manage the projects better and you will be more profitable. And that is the core goal of any project in the professional service industry. So for you as a professional service team head, it is really the element to support the teams, to support people who, let's say, are working on projects that are not, I wouldn't say the most strategic, deeply read projects, because as a team lead, you will most likely be involved in the highly strategic, deep red projects yourself, because that's where your leadership is required. But there are also projects that, I mean, the green ones that are, running smoothly, they probably do not need this support. But there is this set of projects that are somewhere yellow, not yet red. They are running, but it's not 100% smooth. These are the ones where the project success accelerator really can help, and they can help you to turn the projects that are currently in yellow back to green, back to being on track. That's the project success accelerator. So, as I said previously, it's for the individual, the transformation is getting clear on the project setup, gaining the confidence to address the conflicts and to set boundaries, and really building the courage to address conflicts with clients. The transformation and the results for the business is you will gain speed. You will gain speed in setting up the projects, and you will gain quality in delivering better results. And also bringing projects that are currently kind of yellow, not really working well, but are not yet in this deep red situation that need your personal attention. These are the ones that will gain a lot of boost in terms of quality, and they will come back with a better profit margin. I've designed the Project Success Accelerator for busy project managers. I've been there. I know the professional service industry, and I know that not every week looks the same. I've been there. I know this. And I've particularly designed this accelerator so that it fits these people who have a very busy schedule and whose week always look different. And therefore, I've designed so-called power hours. And the power hour is basically a Q&A slot where you can join and ask any questions of your project. And it is a small group support, Q&A, coaching, whatever is needed. Small group, you join or your team joins and ask any questions that they have. And there are multiple coaching or power hours per week available. And I've done this in a way so that your team can join either on the morning session or the lunch session or the evening session. And they can join 1 week in the morning and the other week in the evening. So every coaching call is open to your team. There is one specific setup. I have coaching calls only for women. So whenever you have a mixed team and they say, well, I have 5 people, 3 of them are men, 2 are women, as an example, the women will always have the opportunity to join both the mixed calls and the women-only calls, because I've seen it and I know that women open up differently when they are in a women-only surrounding. These are the power hours. Once a month, there is a so-called deep dive. And this deep dive means that there is one topic where we will discuss in a workshop a topic in detail. And this could be claims management, this can be conflict management, this can be dependency planning. So a very project and consulting specific topics. And if you have specific questions or requirements where you say, well, can you please take on topic A, B, C? I'm more than happy to do so. So once a month, the last Thursday of the month is defined for the deep dive. The coaching platform is set up so that you can ask your questions and find the answer as fast as possible. It is really instant learning and instantly finding answers to your questions. Everything that we are discussing in the deep dives and also in the power hours are recorded and transcribed. So if your people at some point in time don't have the time to join a call, they can rewatch it, or they can search for, as an example, safe dependency planning, conflict management, stakeholder management, stakeholder analysis, anything they are asking the questions about. And in this platform, they will receive, as a result, all the moments in those videos where, as an example, SAFE is mentioned or project reporting is mentioned. So they don't have to search all or watch all the videos. They put in their questions and they receive the minutes and the documents and the templates where their keyword was mentioned. So it's a very efficient use of the resources, and it's a very fast way of learning their new skills. It's really instant learning. When they have the questions, then they find the answer. I have great testimonials on the website. So if you want to watch the videos, I go to my website, passionforprojects.com, and here you'll really find videos of currently women who've joined the program and who have transformed their project leadership skills and really have grown into more confident project managers and more confident leaders. And I'm in particular proud of Beatrice, and she's a first-time project manager. And after 3 months, she was in a position, or she received the feedback from her CEO that the CEO was really impressed by the state of the project, and she's implementing a new IT system. So what would be the next step if you think, well, maybe this project success accelerator is interesting for your team, for your professional services team, or maybe you know someone who knows someone for whom this would be interesting. Let's have a conversation. Let's book a call, and I'm more than happy to explain you in more detail what this program is about, but also how we can structure it for your team. So it could be that you have maybe three people on your team, maybe you have more or less. So let's have a conversation and see how the Project Success Accelerator can help your team. If you're struggling now with a lot of topics, the ramp up and the onboarding is fast. So it can be within 2 or 3 days that your team is up and running in the Project Success Accelerator and can join the next coaching call. So drop me a line or book a call, and I'm very happy to have a conversation with you. Take care, and I hope this was valuable for you. Bye.